Hi and welcome back. I'm going to do the tarot for us from the 15th until the 21st, and there's a lot happening. So, yes, the shadow starts to jump out rather quickly. Okay, I'll put those back because there's one too many. Just saying, because there was too many cards popped out, but I was just surprised that there was quite a few upset, and you can see they're just flying out. Okay, I'll have to go and get this one. Okay. Oh, yeah, that took off. Sorry about that. But it took off right out of my hand down to the floor, so I had to go and get it. But you'll be glad I did. It's a great card. Oof, they're just popping. Okay, great. Oh, that's nice. Right. Okay, and there we are. And for me, it's always fascinating to see the cards come out. So, the underlying energy that came up, and this is the card on the bottom. Oh, that's interesting as well. Really, it always amazes me when the cards come up, but I love them. So, this is the underlying energy, and this is the 3. And this is the 3 of Shields, which is known as the 3 of Pentacles. And remember, well, if you watch the astrology as well, but what we're coming into in this period of time, in particular when I'm talking about the full moon in Scorpio, there's a lot of thinking about our relationships. And you can see the 3 of Pentacles here. And it's being highlighted. And remember, I'm an intuitive reader, so I can read the cards sometimes very specifically for what they are, but I'm just going to go with the intuitive message for this. So this is highlighting our relationships. So this is the environment that we're in, and we're going to be in for the next, definitely for this week, from the 15th to the 21st, if not longer. And it's highlighting our relationships. And this is about Earth, because it's Pentacles. So it's highlighting our relationships around the earthly matters, which is about work, family, lovers, and friends. So this is the atmosphere that we're in. Normally I don't do a second card, but what's popped up underneath that, and I think it makes a lot of sense for where we are, is we've got the major arcana of equilibrium and balance. And what's going to be happening is that the full moon is going to be in opposition to the sun, and what's going to happen with that is the sun in Taurus is about simple things. It's about individual identity. It's about growing things and letting things come together. Scorpio is about the collective, but it's also about transformation, and it's about coveting other people. So it's about yours, not mine. So there's going to be some opposition there, and the advice, I think, sits very clearly. Our challenge and our advice is to seek the balance between those two. We don't want to be too extreme in our reviewing of our relationships with other people. So this is sitting nicely with that. The first card that popped out, and I found that really interesting with this as the underlying energy. And here we have the first card, and you can see the similarities within them. So basically, it's almost the same image, but it's a little bit in reverse, because this is shadows. And the full moon is about highlighting the shadows and those things that are hidden from us. And that sits nicely because we've still got Pluto in retrograde. So we're really going to be shown a lot of things that are lying in the shadows. And the nice thing about that is it gives us a chance to evaluate them, bring them out into the air, close them up, have a good look about them, and think about whether we really want to have them or not. And this is what's happening here in terms of the shadows. And you can see here it is opposites, it's male, female, and this is directly in opposition to this one. So in terms of the lighting, one is coming down and one is going up. So what we're starting to be having a look at is our relationship to other people and our relationship to ourselves. And this is the opportunity that's coming up with the full moon. The other cards that came up, and I'll give them in order. Beautifully, we had the Page of Cauldrons, which is talking about new relationships and messages coming in. And it's also the beginning of something new. And when we talk about relationships, don't forget, we can actually also be talking about relationships with self. So this is definitely the start of something new. And why I think it's definitely the start of something new and to do with relationships is we've also got the Ace of Swords, and that's about the way we think. So I think for some of us, we're going to be very much changing how we think about relationships. And I think it's going to be thinking about changing the thinking of how we go into new relationships and how we think about ourselves in a new relationship. And I think that's what's coming up. What's interesting about all of these cards is there's really not a lot of, except for the energy and also the partner card of looking at self. A lot of these cards are about individual. Coming up after that is the Dragon card, and you also look again at the light here. And what this is talking about is strength, though it's highlighting within us those areas where we are strong and where we need to be strong. And this is also a lovely card to get, just to remind us that just because something is hidden, it doesn't always mean that it's a weakness. In actual fact, it could be quite a strength of ours, but we're just not aware that it's there. Or it could be something which is hindering our strength, and we're not aware that it's doing that, so it's undermining us. And I get the full sense that one of the things we're going to be shown about our relationship to self and our relationship to other people is where that relationship is actually undermining our strength, and where we need to reconsider how we are demonstrating our strength and our fulfillment within that relationship. Okay. The other card that we get is the Nine of Cauldrons. And the Nine of Cauldrons is actually, again, many people talk about this as the wish card and the fulfillment card. And we've got the very front, we've got the head, and we've got the very back, we've got the person looking at the side. And there are the 9 cauldrons there. And traditionally this is seen as the wish card. But what we've also got highlighted on the top of that is the moon. Although it's a crescent moon, but it's the moon. So we did talk about, and this is the other thing that's going to happen with the full moon, we've also got Venus is going to be in alignment with Pluto. Start again. Venus is going to be in alignment with Uranus and in harmony with Pluto. And Uranus is sudden surprises, but Pluto is also hidden aspects of us. So I think something that's going to surprise us is going to be something that we thought we understood, but in actual fact it's going to be something that we want in our life and we currently feel it's not there in the right place. So this is going to be a card of looking at desire. And what we've got with Mercury also and Venus have also moved, just excuse me 1 minute. Sorry about that. As you can tell, I've got a cold. I'm really sorry. So getting back again. So one of the things about the wish card and the desire card is what's going to be highlighted for us and what's going to be driving us with Mercury and Venus on the move is it's going to be something that we actually weren't able to articulate before. So it's going to be something that's hidden And now it's going to be coming into focus for us. And it's something we're going to want to go for. Okay. And that's what we've got here talking about the cards. And I think that message from that is terrific. I'm also conscious that a lot of it's going to be highly emotional, spiritual. So I just thought I'd do a few cards from Gaia. And while I'm shuffling the cards, I've just had some wonderful friends give me I wanted them, I asked them to go and get them, but they did it for me. Some chakra stone sets, crystal sets, and also, some chakra crystal sets, and also some essences. And before I did the cards, I was just having a nice little sit and communication with the chakra sets. And 3 things were highlighted. The first one was the third chakra. The third chakra, and this is the solar plexus, that when we get gut instinct, that's what we're talking about. And our gut instinct is often to do with how we're reading other people. And when there's conflict, because we're seeing ourselves one way, but the reading we're getting from other people is a different way, and often we haven't been completely honest with how we've been showing ourselves in the real world. So that came up, and so we might need to do a little bit of work with that third chakra and the solar plexus. And you can easily use essential oils to do that, or if you've got a crystal set, do some work on the crystal for the third chakra. And the one we're going to use for the third chakra coming up is I use orange. Cheap, readily available, easy to do. And the other one that came up, interestingly, was the third chakra. And the third chakra is the fifth chakra. And the fifth chakra is about speaking our truth. So there's going to be some opportunities within relationships to be speaking your truth. And speaking your truth, for some of us, is going to require a great deal of strength to say what we now want, in that relationship, and how we want to be seen to the world. So that's going to be coming up. I'm thinking that's interesting, and just forgive me for this cold. And the 3 cards that came up from Gaia are wisdom, fabulous. Perception, also highly fabulous. And healing, so we've got 3 major arcana. So what a great opportunity for us. So wisdom. So here it is with wisdom. Do not be impulsive. You are better than that. And particularly now when it comes to the aspect of destruction, take some time to really think through. And I'm not saying don't do it. I am saying get rid of stuff that no longer serves you. But it's the manner, because we are talking about relationships with self and relationships with other people in the physical plane. It's the manner in which we do that. Because remember, we don't want to hurt ourselves or others. That's not what it's about. It's about using our strength, to redefine how we are in relationships, and the balance of us and them, which is really what we're talking about with this new moon in Scorpio and its opposition to the sun in Taurus. Other than that becomes perception, and I think there's going to be some massive changes. Notice the sword, some massive changes in terms of perceptions and how we see ourselves and how we see the rest of the world, and ourselves in relation to the rest of the world, which is the third chakra. How we speak about that is the fifth chakra, and perception, remember, is also the sixth chakra and the third eye. So a lot of the things that we're going to get understanding about may not necessarily be given to us in crystal clear statements. It's more going to be an internal process and an aha moment where we're going to have these triggers and then we're going to make sense of them. And then the final aspect of that is healing. Because one of the nice things about getting rid of things that are destructive to us and things that we've been holding on to out of habit or fear is it enables us to do a great deal of healing. Okay. You can use essences to work on the chakras. Third chakra, I like orange. The fifth chakra, I like citronella, just as an option. And last but not least, the sixth chakra, I love lime, it's stimulating and cleansing. So all of these have got lightness to them and the stimulating and cleansing in terms of essential oils. So that's it for the read. Thank you for popping in. Stay in balance. You are stronger than you know. And you're going to find yourself being given a gift of understanding something that you've been avoiding or hiding from, and that is something that you really, 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 truly want. Okay, take care. Nice to spend time with you.